welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I have to make a birthday card for my little granddaughter who will be 6. Or who is 6 on Saturday. This will probably come out the early part of next week after her birthday. But I thought that I would do something which was fun, and I thought we would use the Gang's All Meer, which is a celebration set which you can get absolutely free with a £45 spend. I haven't used this one yet, so I thought that it would be a fun one for a little one, and we'll sort of see how we go. So I want to use a bit of designer series paper, and I'm using this, which looks quite good for sort of ground, and this is from, let me have a quick look, it is on Tropical Oasis designer series paper, so it's all a sort of a tropical feel. But I got which you can get as part of your starter kit if you want to join Stampin' Up. I got this as a sample. So it's a pack of sample paper, and I thought I would use the new little trimmer. So I want this piece is going to be 3.5 inches. I'm going to have it only sort of like about an inch or something. I think I don't want it too huge, and I want it running that way. So let's take this through here and do it at about, do I want it about an inch? What do we reckon? I think an inch will probably be about right. I don't want too much. I just want a little sort of strip at the bottom. So let's take it to an inch. Make sure it's on an inch that side as well. And just cut it down. Okay, let's see how that's come out. Oops, there we go. Let's take that out. Now, oh yes, that's cut reasonably well, isn't it? I think it's a little bit high on there. Okay, so we want that to just sort of come at the bottom like this, so I can then just easily put it down. So I think I'm going to have that at the bottom. And then I am going to take the meerkats and we will stamp them out in. So I've got this little group here, which I think will be quite fun. Whoops. As I say, brand new, so I haven't used this one at all. So you can take the backing off. Now you can stick the stickers on. A lot of people ask me why I don't stick the stickers on. Well, to be quite honest, I've been a demonstrator for quite a while, and I never used to put them on the old ones, and I've heard that they can be very sticky and over sticky and all of those sorts of things. So I always sort of look at it and go, you know what, actually I prefer to just not have them at all. So I'm going to have these little fellows just sort of sticking up like this, I think. So let's get a good black ink, because I'm going to just sort of watercolour them in, I think. So let's just ink these up, and then they are going to go down at the bottom, as say, just about an inch up. So probably about, let's put them about there. A good press. Oh yeah, they're very sweet, aren't they? Okay, so then my little piece can go in along the bottom, and it just sort of takes, I might have to take, do I want their feet covered completely? Don't know. I think I might just have them underneath, so I might have to trim this off a little bit, but that's fine. Let me find where's my scrub gone? Here it is, under here. So okay, so that's that little one on there, which I think is quite sweet. So I'm just going to give this a quick clean off. I need to re-moisten my my scrub, because it's or my chamois. I need to give it a bit of a wash because it's not the cleanest at the moment. I've been doing an awful lot of stamping and things. Okay, so I wanted to take the happy birthday from another celebration set, which is called Happy Birthday to You, which has this lovely cake which, as I say, would be beautiful for a slightly older person. But obviously, because this is a child, I thought I want it to be a little bit more sort of playful. So let's put this up like that. Looks about straight, doesn't it? Does that look about straight to you? Yes, that'll do. And I'm going to put that up in just along the top. So we'll have make sure we've got it the right way round. Upside down, inside out. Okay, so we're going to have this up in along the top. And we'll take it about there, I think. Like that. So you've got a big happy birthday across the top, which is quite fun. Then we've got these other little characters. So I'm just thinking that I might, let's put this one back in here. I might use, what other ones have we got in here? So there's this little guy here who might actually look quite fun. We've got the little one standing up. I think maybe, I'm only just sort of looking at it off the hoof, I think him maybe just there might look quite sweet because he's up in the air. Yeah, I think so. I want it to be, as I say, quite fun with lots of bits and pieces and things going on. So I could have him, he would just be at sort of a bit of an angle like that. Or I can have this little guy who's standing up, but then he's going to be sort of in the air. That little piece here gives a little bit of a sort of a grounding on there. So will he fit on this tiny little block? We might. Yeah, he will actually. That's quite good. That gives me a little bit of room to just get it right up in on that sort of angle. Because he's just got such a sweet little face on him. So let's put this one in. Just up in there like that and see what that looks like. Yeah, that's fine because that comes in underneath the happy birthday. So I think that works quite well. And we can sort of tone that in. Then we've got some pretty little hats and things, haven't we? So I think I just want one. I just want one little hat on there. And I'm going to put the hat in something bright and sort of girly. So let's have a look and see. That can go on the little block as well. Oh, what colour should we do the hat? Let's do the hat in, want it in a pink really, don't we? So let's take Flirty Flamingo. That's quite a bright pink colour, isn't it? And that works quite nicely. So I'm going to put that up in there first. Now, if I'm not sure of something, I find a little bit of scrap. So what bit of scrap have I got? I've got a bit of scrap here, haven't I? Let's just put it on there. And then I can see which one I want to put it on. I don't want to put it on the big guy. I want to put it on, in fact, the little one in the corner is the one I'm going to put it on. Now, I need to try and make sure that it's going to line up on his head. So there's a little tiny divot on there. So we need it just a little bit lower than you'd imagine. Put it up like that. Fingers crossed. Look at that. There we go. So little hat on there, which is quite sweet. And that's that bit on there. So let's do a little bit of sort of colouring and make it look a little bit pretty, shall we? Now there's these little pieces here. No, there aren't any other groundy bits on there. That's that funny little green character who's quite fun. I might pop him in there later. Let's have a look and see. So we're going to have this down at the bottom, which just gives them a little bit of soil to be resting on. So I can put that on. I think. I I need my aqua painter. Love using aqua painters for most things. And little meerkat, crumb cake. I think crumb cake's a good stable on there. And then we're going to need a darker colour for doing the ground. Let's have a look. This is quite a bit of old scrubbly one in here. I've had all sorts in here, so let's have a look at this. One of the good things I have now 3 different series of Stampin' Up ink pads. I've got some old ones. Oh, that's better. I've got some old linen pad ones. I've got some foam ones like these, and I've got the new ones, and they all work as well as they did the first day I got them. And that's one of the things that I really like about Stampin' Up. You know, everything is designed to last. And I must admit, I'm now in my 5th year of being a demonstrator, and I love it as much. In fact, I probably love it more now than I did when I started. It's like anything. Once you start to, what do they call it, learn your trade, you find you get a bit more confident. And the more confident you are, the more you enjoy what you're doing. And it's a process, you know. I find it's my downtime. It's the time that I like to spend just sort of quietly doing colouring and things, and just designing. I love it. And I know that many of you do, and you know, enjoy using the stamp sets. Look at this little guy's face. I think he is so gorgeous. Make sure I don't get it round his little nice cheesy grin. There we go. And then this one. I must admit, you can use any of our mediums for colouring. And we have got obviously ink like this, which is probably the easiest one to do. You've then got our Stampin' Right markers. You've got our blends. But if you're just wanting to do something fairly quickly, I always say that just a bit of ink and the aqua painter, or even a paintbrush if you haven't got it, just makes it lovely. So we're going to have this little guy up here, and I wanted him to come right up into the top like this, so that he's right on the top. Okay, so those are the 2 little guys. Now, what am I going to do for ground? Don't want to use another brown, really. I think I'm going to use let's use Saffron, which is going to be a nice sort of yellow one. I'm going to stand up, otherwise I shall be shaking my camera all over the place, and it's not going to go very well. Right, I'm up on here, so hopefully I'm not knocking everything. I have all of my inks and things up on little shelves that were specially made for me for them, and they're really rather good. But it does mean that if I'm working on the hoof like this and showing you the process from start to finish, then it's not always the best thing. Right, so I haven't got any kitchen roll at the moment, so I'm just scrubbing this on a bit of scrap paper, and then that can go off in there. And then we're just going to take up a little bit of this yellow, because I think meerkats are more sort of sandy based rather than ground, so I think that'll work nicely on there. And I'm going to take it sort of down and round on here a bit, I think. I know I've cut that piece of designer series paper, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it on that. Might sort of use it in the centre or something. Now I have got that little that other little character as well, haven't I? Do I want to add him in there? I think he might look quite fun, because he would be in a bright sort of green colour and would be totally different. So let's get him out and have a little look. Okay, little green critter. Don't want sort of too many layers or anything on this. Shall we have him? Don't know. I don't think so somehow. I think that might just be one step too far. I think that will work perfectly like this. Now what I am going to do is I'm going to try, and the hat looks fine flat, but it does make it very two-dimensional. So I'm just going to very quickly, the one that I stamped out as a bit of a idea, I'm just going to very quickly fussy cut it out and see if it looks better if it's just got that little tiny bit of extra on it, which I think it might do. Okay, let's turn it around like this. It's quite a nice little pom-pommy bit, and I haven't left myself a huge amount to just fussy cut through on this, but there we go, that'll do. Okay, so I think that yeah, it does look better to have just a little bit of added dimension on there. Okay, so we're going to do that on there, and then I need to choose a base for it. So I want really Flirty Flamingo. Let's see if I've got any Flirty Flamingo in my scrap box. I have quite a few pieces of all sorts in here. That's pink, isn't it? I put all my scraps in a scrap bin, so I have all sort of offcuts and bits and pieces in there, and I have my sort of reds and pinks and things together. Right, that's Flirty Flamingo. No, it's not. It looked like it was against the light, but it's not. I've got some pinky ones here, haven't I? Have I got any Flirty Flamingo? That one's Flirty Flamingo, you see. That's what we want. So have we got any bigger pieces that might just do as a base? Don't think I have. I might have to cut a new sheet. So actually, I don't think that is Flirty Flamingo. I think that was my eyesight playing tricks on me. Okay, I'm going to have to look for one of those in a minute, or I could do a contrasting. It's for a little girl, so I could make it very sort of pink, couldn't I? Let's put this one on just as a C. That's actually quite sweet, isn't it? Yeah, I might do that, and then I need a. Let's see if I've got I need a dye to do a. See, I could take a different sort of pink. I could do it in bright ones or not quite so bright. No, I'm going to get the same pink out as well. See, this is when you do your planning and you're faffing about. So I'm just, as I say, I'm doing this completely off the hoof with you. I needed to make a card, and I thought, right, rather than right, that's a little. No, that's not the right pink either, is it? We wanted this sort of bright pink in there. Have I got any little pieces? That's a bit smaller, isn't it? I don't know if that's quite the same shade, but as I say, these are all scraps I've had for a while, but they're fine for cards. And as I say, I keep them all in just a plastic folder in different colours, so that then when I need a scrap, I can just pull it out and go, oh, that'll work. Okay, so we need two. That's not going to tone in nicely there. So we do need, I'm going to put it on, well, actually it might do. Let's do, I want a number, don't I? So have I got in, let's have a look in the in my dies. I know I've got some big ones, but I think in here there is a little, no, that's the nested labels. I have to get my dies out in here that I have that are what I call standalone dies. They don't go with other ones. So let's have a look. I don't know whether they're in hand lettered prose. I don't know whether there are any numbers in there. There might be, there might not be. Quite often we do have numbers, don't we? So have we got any numbers in here? No, we haven't. Don't think there's any in the well written either. Have we got any in the well written? I don't think there's numbers in there at all. But sometimes I look at things and I go, oh yes, there's numbers in there, and I'd forgotten about them. No, there aren't. Okay, so all I need to do is to find a little, and I know I've got one somewhere. So you're going to have to bear with me a second because I'm whizzing off to my cases and things, and I will find the one that I'm looking for. So let's have a little look and see. We want numbers, don't we? Numbers in here. Make a difference. Here we go. Right, I knew we had numbers somewhere, but I think they might be just a little bit too small. So I've got numbers on here which have got really nice fonts. So let's have a look and see what sort of size they are. They might. This is Make a Difference, which I do use more often than you'd imagine. And I don't want teeny weeny numbers. I want sort of the next size up, which I think these ones would be. So do I want... It's only going to just be a 6, isn't it? So I think that might be a little small. What do we reckon? A 6 in there? Done out on something? I'm going to have to think about that one. I'm probably going to just leave it like that for now for you, and I will sort of carry on faffing about, and I will show you on the main picture how I actually finished it off. But I think that this is such a sweet little set, and you can pop things in wherever you want. So another one to add to your collection when you're buying something. The gang's all Meer, free with a £45 order. So thank you so much for watching me. Do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.